get your message?
I see two good things. I say right.
Oh, yeah. When you try to talk about whole wheat bread, don't let nobody fool you. Know. They target these things.
Hey, man, clean boss.
Hero to understand each other.
You want to see if I'm happy or
No, right. Do I say so? When
Guys, Who
tell you that? Oh, you go sit down there and think about nothing.
I hearing you, and I'm inside. Hey, what's happening, Rubber Dub Dub? Rob, you dub dub. Well, here's what's happening. We're working out some technical kinks here. So while we're doing that, what I'm going to do, let me go straight to the anthem. No set a long old talk, but we have a nice, interesting show.
I ain't hearing nothing in front of me.
We have a nice. Are they hearing him talking? Are they hearing him talking? Right? You're hearing him talking on the air. Let me take him off here. So I'm going to fix that in now. But let me get ready to the anthem because we have some little thing. One man might not be here tonight. We will figure out that as we go along. But we have a nice, interesting show tonight. We're very relaxed, very calm, very cool. But we want to get in a few nice little discussions about some stuff. And we're reminiscing a little bit. This weekend was a very significant weekend, but we'll get to that. In the meantime, let's take in the anthem and we'll come back.
Hey guys, so this is the actual recording. Culture Don't Close and Culture Don't Fall Out. Written by Mr. Ronald Ford and sang by yours truly.
You never know when a comedian serious or joking. The country was shocked to see Errol Beerback crying. People thought he was filming a new TV episode. We cultural archives was heading in a dark hole. How we value the works of those who contribute. For my cultural expression, money can't substitute. The images will remain embedded on my mind. And for my culture, I'm reflecting all the time. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. It's a continuum between generations. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. That is how we just pass on tradition. To protect the archives of my people's expression. To save the soul of this great nation. Our people's culture keeps them strong and provides the stimulus to carry on. Tell them culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. The will of my people make the bailiff pack up and run. Dang-a-dang-a-day, dang-a-dang-a-dang-day. If Marjorie B. Paxson was wrong and still walking, she would have the bailiff on their toes running. Just would have hit them licks in one of the episodes. Hona St. Rose would have wrecked she better get them blows. Thanks to the generosity of the people of TNT. They say the cultural works of my country. Marcia Henville must be feeling so proud of we for protecting and saving Gaia TV. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. For a few dollars you can't tell culture close up shop. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. It's Western TV, you want me cheer on to watch. What's wrong with seeing people on TV looking like me? You culturize my children with Bert and Ernie. Our people's culture can only be about money. Seeing yourself on TV brings a different energy. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Philomena would have beat them with she bucket and mop. Lang, 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 day. again. So much hope and stand as a platform to perform. How we cultural legacy would have carry on. We thank Errol Fabian for standing strong and reaching out in the time of need and desperation. Thanks to the people for their contribution to the ILTV on its way building back strong. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall down. ILTV on its way back to the top. Tell them culture don't close down, culture don't fall down. Culture could only summer, but it will never flop. From the Ganges and the Niles emerged, trust me. Calypso evolved from the brutality of slavery. The Spanish influence carrying for all and we. And the English Privy Council is still with we. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Displacing the archives is a recipe for this unity. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Dang, 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 dang. Hey, hey, where you going with that? Culture don't fall out. You, hey, I pay the money. We pay with money.
When you write up in the screen, I want to know what kind of thing you. No, me ain't hearing you at all. Me know what you do there. But me ain't hearing you at all. You hear me? Check your thing. Check your business. Check your business. In the meantime, let me say hello. Now I ain't hearing it yet. Check your business. Let me say hello to the Caribbean. Trinidad and Tobago first, of course, homeland. And let me say hello to the Caribbean. Right, I hear something there now. I hear something by you.
Yeah, you go here, man. I take out the headset.
Alright, we go walk
Like
it
this
up.
is just a headset. Like,
Like it's just a headphone.
like it's really just. I thought it was the one with the mic.
Oh,
But like it's just a headset.
yeah. Hey,
Oh,
yeah, but how you week was madness?
Well, boy, I'm tired.
We tired, we doing.
Somebody sing a song. Somebody sing a song for that.
I tired?
Tired.
Oh, guys. Yeah, let the folks know one time. Alan may not be here with us tonight, so it might just be Alistair myself. We just kind of excuse Alan because remember Alan have Monday, Tuesday. It used to be Tuesday, Wednesday back to back. Now it is Monday, Tuesday. So we had to kind of give him a little blind. And I mean,
we just use him up plenty.
yeah, I mean, we met him here doing his thing, and then we pull him in the rubber double. He had a show happening before.
Yeah.
So we had to give him some space. I mean, that we could understand that is a kind of priority. So it might be a little tricky for him sometimes to double up every single week, right? So just letting you guys know, so if you don't see him, you understand why. It's no big thing, right? He ain't vexed with nobody or nothing like that. But hello to the Caribbean, man. Hello to my Caribbean people, my Trinbago people, my Grenadian people, my Bajan peeps.
Big up man, more big up man.
You understand me? Haitian, a real terror in Haiti, boy, again, boy. Twist your thing. Twist your.
Yeah.
Twist it.
I'm seeing it.
Fix it now. Yeah, but why do you come now? Well, let me fix that. Let me come off. Hold on. Fix that by the time, boy. Right, you're back inside. Yeah, terror.
But you here, no?
Yeah, you're good.
What?
Therapy in Haiti, boy. Therapy in Haiti.
Pressure?
Real pressure. So, well, you know, technically a part of the ITNAC crew, so I'm associated with them, you know, off and on. I'll get involved as much as I can. So I just follow as much as, so ITNAC have a team, and ITNAC technically have a Haitian section, if you want to call it that, because Avanel Nabelstring like it buried in Haiti. So, so from the time she started, she kind of established a base in Haiti. So, of course, you have some Haitians who run it, and then every now and then you have people from St. Vincent, Barbados, and Trinidad that travel every now and then to keep the thing rolling. So they had a team on the ground already. That's one thing I like with she don't play. Her boy Cole coming in already.
Big
Let me see what going on here. Rubber Dub Dub, good afternoon.
Yeah, good night, hello.
Hey. Ooh, you're coming in hot there, boy. Yeah, man, we hearing you. Talk to me.
Nice. You see how the Pakistan and the West Indies, they get on? The Indian have crossed on the match, on the pitch, right? And they come and they pull up that boy, Jason, for cussing.
For what cussing?
They pull up Jason for cussing.
Yeah.
And the Indian have crossed too.
Yeah.
You know that, you know that?
Yeah.
Right. So look, kind of going on with Jason, because Jason a young fella, 19 years, he's number 1 on the chart right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool, man.
Okay, I find that inside.
Nice. Well, Alistair is a cricket man there, so he could comment on that. He know.
Well, but I really ain't him too good.
Some young fella named Jason, they pull him up for cussing. Some incident.
Yeah. He get some what is called like a fine reprimand.
Right. Okay.
He was reprimanded. So
Yeah.
I mean.
But what caused that though?
I mean,
What caused him to react so?
Well, I think it was more on the side of frustration, you know. I mean, these guys young, they didn't play much international cricket.
Right.
So, I mean, players is taunted, you know that.
Yeah.
Players will be taunting you, saying you're bowler, saying, you know.
Let me take this call. Rubber Dub Dub inside.
Good evening, 2 men and a tub.
Good afternoon, my dear.
Eric.
Yes, my dear.
Good night.
Yeah, live.
Yes.
Yeah, live.
Coming back.
On a serious note, she was in Afghanistan too, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, thank God we are living in this part of the world, eh?
Boy.
You see how much we have to thank God for?
Serious thing.
Right?
Yeah.
So you could take the vaccine and be alive.
I like you. You're rubbing that like salt every week.
Yeah, man. Sea salt and good
No.
salt.
That's cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for the call. Yeah, man.
You're welcome.
All right. Take care. All right, let's see what happened to my boy. Like he freeze again. Yeah. Hey. Well, while you're waiting for them boys, so this weekend, as a matter of fact, our very first, I want to kind of kick off with this. Our very first Olympiad, Mr. Hasleu Crawford. Hey, back inside, bro. That's it. All right, well, I just go down and talk a little about Hasleu. Hasleu Crawford is the man. I was 11 years old when Hasleu Crawford won the very first Olympic gold for Trinidad and Tobago in the 1976 Montreal Olympics. I'd never forget sit down home watching that. I had no idea what was going on. All I knew as an 11-year-old boy, because them days primary school sports and it was a big issue. We talked about that last year, could be icy hot and all that kind of thing. And I remember as a little boy watching that because here was a Trinidadian in the mix at Olympics. I didn't understand the significance of that. Montreal Olympics, Trinidad and Tobago represented and Trinidad and Tobago won. That is all I was concerned about. Let me take this call here. Rubber Dub Dub. Yes?
Yeah, yesterday was William birthday too, William and his.
Yeah, don't make joke when we go big him up.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, so for the weekend, Alistair back inside?
Well, I think so.
All right.
If you hear me.
Well, I hear you, yeah. So if I hear you, that means you're going out, so you're safe.
Yeah, I hear you.
Right. Yeah, so I was just saying this weekend gone, sometime over the weekend, I can't remember exactly which date, our very first gold medalist at Olympics celebrated 71 years. Hasleu Crawford. Yeah. You understand? So as I was telling them, I was 11 years old at that time. You know where all the fellas was, if all it was a wrong at all.
What year?
1976.
1976.
Yeah.
I don't know if it had peanut punch in them times. I don't think they did.
It was a thought.
I didn't.
It was just an idea. Ricky.
I was in that bag.
Yeah,
I mean, bag.
Ricky. Yeah. No, but that was an exciting period. Because for me, not full at 11 years, I didn't fully understand the implications of it. But seeing the excitement, exactly. But seeing my parents and my elder brothers how excited they were and talking about it, I say, well, this had to be something real big. And I was just excited because they was excited. Having no idea. But I remember actually sitting down and watching that race. We had a sharp color TV that wasn't too long. That time, really too big knob. You had the UHF and the VHF and that kind of thing.
Yeah. We had one of those, man. A Magnum. We had a Magnum.
Right. We had the sharp. Yeah, that's and watching Hasley. Yeah, so to see Hasley cross that thing, that was a sight to behold. And imagine at that time he was. I mean, it's not actual, but it's just a phrase. It's just a title they give the winner of the 100 meters being the fastest man alive, kind of thing. It doesn't necessarily mean But Olympics being the pinnacle of sports, if you win Olympics 100 meters, which is the fastest race, then you are the fastest man automatically, right? But men trotting on heat with them kind of speed now. What he win with, men trotting through with them kind of speed.
The world record is set at 9.58.
Yeah.
9 seconds. 9.58.
9.58 Usain Bolt, yeah.
That's So I don't think to see that record being broken in the near future hard.
That one real hard.
Based on see this Olympics
At Flojo, on the female side too, Flojo is 10.49.
Yeah, 10.49.
That's the world record.
Yeah, that's the world record at the moment, and that they're long.
Real long, yeah. They're
long.
Yeah.
Because I think they would have stripped Gail Divas of her titles because I think she had broken that record. If I could be wrong.
Nobody. No, Gail Divas, I think she broke the Olympic record, which was also held by Flojo. Yeah, which was also held by Flojo.
I think it was stripped.
Yeah.
Of title sometime about that.
Right, so Flojo maintained it. And then
the world record, she maintained the world record.
Both of them for a while. But last week, Thompson Hera from Jamaica beat the Olympic record.
Oh, she broke the Olympic record?
Yeah, Flojo Olympic record was 10.62 and the world record was 10.49. But yeah, Thompson Hera ran 10.61 at Olympics. So them easy. Yeah. So here I have a little clip here for those who never saw it and who not aware of the whole drama, because there's an interesting story around that whole thing with Hasley. There's an American athlete, I think his name was Steve Owen. I just can't remember some of them names. But he and Don Quarry from Jamaica and Valery Borzov from one of them Ukrainian island kind of thing. Them was the 4 ranking people at the time. And Borzov was the reigning champion. Quarry was beating Hasley left, right, and center in all them other games leading up to Olympics. He beat him in a few, but Quarry was just on the case. A couple races, Hasley had to pull off injured, all kind of thing. And then the Steve Owen guy, he was supposed to be the real threat for Hasley at the finals. And something happened, and he had to pull out. So he ended up in the stands, having to watch the race and all that kind of drama. But you see peace. So, yeah, there's a little mini documentary on the whole thing. They talk a little bit about that. And, of course, they have the actual race itself. So I want to treat the people who never saw it. This is something significant, I think, Trinidad and Tobago. This is something need to be taught in our history class. We know about Columbus coming, all that kind of crap. We're supposed to know about our very first... the man who bring our first Olympic, and there was that, and we had a whole drought After Hasley, there was a drought for about 20 years before Atto ended up getting Olympic. And he didn't win, but he still got the Olympic medal. We didn't fault about 20 years.
He got bronze.
Yeah, he brought bronze. I think he got bronze and silver that same year.
Yeah, bronze in the 100.
Yeah,
and
bronze in
I
the
think
100, silver in the 200. Yeah.
And then we had Richard Thompson.
Yeah, later on. Yeah.
In the 100.
Yeah. And then we had Candice Scott in shot put, and we had some other people. Roger Samuel with cycling.
He wasn't we medal.
Yeah.
We medal.
Yeah. So, folks, taking this clip, this is a little going down memory lane. Hasleu Crawford when he won 1976 Olympics.
After Bortsoff's performance in the 1972 Games, many people believed that in Montreal he would become the first man to retain the Olympic 100 meters title. The people of Trinidad never shared that belief. They'd seen a new and confident challenge being prepared. In the mind of Hasleu Crawford, Bortsoff was more than an opponent. He was a target. Heavily influenced by the Black Power movement of the late 60s, Crawford resented Bortsoff being portrayed as the Great White Hope. That bitterness grew after injury destroyed his chances of challenging Bortsoff in the 1972 Olympics. For the young man from Trinidad, it was a sickening blow. But he knew how to ride it. After all, his entire life had been a process of survival against the odds. One of 11 children, Hasleu was a single-minded boy. When he discovered his athletic talent, he worked it for all he was worth. His first reward was a bronze medal in the 1970 Commonwealth Games. But after taking up a scholarship from East Michigan University, he badly injured his back in a road accident and was forced out of competition for 18 months. He recovered early in Olympic year and put together a string of fine performances until his thigh injury betrayed him in the Munich Games.
I had it in me for 4 years. So what I did, I corrected all my mistakes of 72 and I came prepared for 76.
Yet Crawford entered those 76 Olympics beset by personal problems. In the year before the Games, he'd married and separated. His scholarship had ended, and he'd taken a job in Detroit, designing gears for racing cars. As his workload increased, his training suffered. Yet perversely, he was running better than ever. He was impatient for the Olympics to arrive. For its part, Montreal would have been prepared to wait forever. Boycotted by 22 African nations, plagued by corruption and conducted in a cloud of financial chaos, the Games of Montreal will stand as the ultimate example of Olympic mismanagement.
1976, célébrons la 21e Olympiade de l'ère moderne.
And yet, as so often, the Games were made memorable by the athletes. Montreal gave us Lassie Viren, retaining both his 5,000 and 10,000 meters titles. It gave us Alberto Huantarena, taking gold medals at both 400 and 800 meters. And it gave us Hasleu Crawford, carrying the flag of Trinidad and preparing to make his own dramatic statement. His main rivals were now assembling their own challenges. There was Bortsoff, of course, almost back to his best after injury problems. Crawford's confidence grew when he beat him in the heats. There was Jamaica's Don Quarry, whose placid temperament concealed blazing ability. Crawford took care of him in the semi-final. So, with the American Steve Williams absent through injury, Crawford knew this was his chance to prove himself the fastest man on earth. But he had to control his nerves, and on the night before the final, that task was almost impossible.
I can recall reading a Bible. I can recall changing my outfit about 6 or 7 times. I can recall because of my behavior, my teammates, they could not sleep. They tied me at one point to the bed.
Before the race, still bubbling with nervous energy, he entered the dressing room singing at the top of his voice.
Corey turned to me and said, "You are crazy." I said to him, I said, "You think I'm crazy?" I said, "You see, you're crazy. I'm going to go out there with you." I saw Harvey Glantz and Johnny Jones. They were looking at television. And I knew I had them beaten because here it is, you have an Olympic final and you're sitting down looking at television. I knew they were scared. They were young, they were scared. And I went to them and said, "I'll kick you 2 black asses." And I mean, that just shattered them. One person I did not move was Vali Bortsoff. He kept looking at me. He kept kicking his feet and making a hissing sound of, But at no time at all he kept his eyes off me. And I knew that I had to beat him.
We're awaiting the 100-meter final, won 4 years ago by Valery Borzov, who is attempting to become the first man to ever successfully defend a sprint championship. There's Hasleu Crawford of Trinidad, and that's his habit, to turn his back to the finish line. In lane 3, the defender from 72, Valery Borzov. Quarry in 4, Glantz in lane 5. Borzov with the ability to accelerate, with the ability to shift gears after moving about 50 meters down the track. Let's listen to the starter's instructions.
Set.
Glantz away very quickly. Borzov trying to move up. Quarry's going with him. On the inside is Hasleu Crawford. Crawford's going to be there. He's got the gold. Quarry's got the silver, and Borzov got the bronze. Hasleu Crawford of Trinidad, who fell and was injured in 1972 during a victory lap of the track. He has won the gold medal with a time of 10.05 seconds.
When the gun went off, Harvey Glantz, he reacted first, then Borzov. I said to myself, oh, Jesus Christ, not again, because, he had beaten me in 72. And in 3 strides, I had passed him.
Quarry, 3 lanes away, was also worrying about Borzov.
At around 60, I saw Borzov in front. Right away, I said, oh no, he's not going to win again. That just came across just automatically. I took off, I caught him, and in going by him, I figured I've got it won. Then I saw Hasleu. Hasleu won that 100 because he came there to run. He didn't care about anyone else. He got up, he took off, and he held it over the last 20 meters.
Crawford first in 10.06 seconds. Quarry second in 10.08. Borzov third in 10.14. For the first time in 48 years, there were no Americans on an Olympic 100 meters rostrum. Crawford went home to celebrations which lasted for weeks. They gave him the nation's highest civic decoration. They put his face on postage stamps. They even named a jet plane after him. He competed in 2 more Olympics, but ran without the same hunger, and finally he retired from the track to take on the job as director of sport in Trinidad. He never disguised the brash, competitive streak in his nature, but there is a more reflective side to that complex personality.
I do say to myself, what's the purpose of winning this gold medal? Because basically I'm a private person. And there are times that people come and they say nasty things to me. I feel resentful, and I feel it's unnecessary. People still tend to look at the Caribbean countries as nothing. And that's why it was a pleasure to beat the world.
I like that. It was a pleasure to beat the world. Nah,
Exactly. Beat the world.
The man lead the race from start to finish, and the man would stay in front. Right through. Yeah, that was amazing. Hey, you call me now. Yeah. Eh?
Good history.
Yeah. Hey, you call me now. We talk, committee information. We talk. I see some people already. Yeah, man. Let me big up them. I see. Well, I know get the chat active, so let me just run some comments here from some of the viewers. Hey, I have a top fan, boy. Yesterday, I go on in the little Chinese restaurant opposite the market in Arima.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lady there ordering some stuff. So I said, nice. She finished, and I went and I ordered. I said, hello, ting. You have so. You have this, da. She had my cider. She even see my face, and I had on a mask. So after I finished order, she turned. She watched me. You is Alvarez, and I said, I'm from Arima. My family from Arima side is okay. Maybe she know the family. I said, yeah, ting. She said, yeah. I don't be watching you on Gael. I said, what? The woman recognized my voice from on Gael. I said, what? She said, nah. She said, since Errol started Gael nights, she has been watching, and her husband watching steady. So let me say a big up to Annie tonight. I told her I would big up tonight on the show. So Annie, thank you, and continue to watching the show. You and your husband. She said she don't like to call and thing, but if something looking a little offish, the husband will call in and rest down some correction and that kind of thing. So, but I was.
Selwyn, as you say that, I don't know if you know Mr. Selwyn.
Who's Selwyn, man?
You shop opposite Bill's government in Arima. You know, there's a little orange shop.
Yes. Yeah.
Mr. Selwyn, he and his wife do always look on.
Nice, man. Nice.
Big up all the Arima people, man.
Yeah, man.
People. Remember, if you're sick, you can check out Gems.
Hey.
Living Legacy.
Living Legacy. Empress. Yeah, boy. Empress, good night. Long time we haven't seen you too. Thank you very much. Yeah, and don't Friday, I did checking out your thing on the side too. So we're supporting each other. This is nice. Hey, look my cousin, boy. Fiona Fifi. Good night, love. Nice to see you on the inside. Hey, while the thing was running, I got a call. Yesterday was our very own outside broadcaster, aka Wylam, birthday.
Yeah,
yes.
So birthday.
Yes, let me see. Wait, this boy. Let me see where I find it. Let me find it. Let me give Wylam a little happy birthday thing. Yeah, I just wanted something outrageous stuff like that. So while I'm calling, so happy birthday to you, man.
Have a chat.
Yeah.
We will send a link for Wiley on one of these days and he join.
Yeah, like falling live on the show. That's true. Yeah. Well, we could rotate. That's a good idea. We could rotate now and then. We have some regulars. We have TV Mommy. We have Blacks. We have a whole heap of them Empress. We have a whole heap of people. Just let them fall in. Yeah, link them up. Yeah, you want to think?
Gotta get Sensei, no Black.
Black.
Gotta get to captain to you.
Yeah. Pull them on the show. So nice day, boy. Hasley. Big thing. I remember.
The race was nice, boy.
Yeah. I remember traveling on the Hasleu Crawford jet to go to Tobago and all that kind of nice thing. Hey, you ever call? Nah. You gotta call. Robert Dub, good night.
Well, good night. I understand and ATB was put on for me, Eric.
Yeah, man.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man.
Listen, Eric, let me tell you something. Eric and Alistair.
Yeah.
Since Sunday night, I have never, apart from Mama, listen, the kind of love that was showered to me from my Gael family is astounding, you know. Yeah, boy, listen, when men like Black Stallion and Miss Patrick Callis could call in on the Gael show Sunday, I mean, and big you up and all of that kind of thing. I mean, oh God, it's from the black man, that come from the black man.
Yeah.
You understand? And then last night, Eric and
Alan
and Kern.
Yeah.
And then tonight, all you guys. So I'm very, very humbled.
Nice.
Yeah. So I did thing nice. Everything praise and thanks God. Everything all right with me.
Yeah, so you don't mind if you ask what's the achievement? How much? What numbers?
No, but hold on. 60. Let me tell you something, Eric. I am 65 years young.
Thank you. That is an accomplishment. That is an accomplishment. I hear you.
I am young.
Yeah.
Yeah, and listen, that runs on the tin, you know.
Yeah, man.
Dice runs on the tin.
But listen, I want to show you something. Hold on. Let me get. Just give me a couple seconds.
Yeah, and Dice 65 not out there, Eric.
Yeah. Nice one.
I'm going for the century, you know.
Well, watch this. This is 66 not out. Watch this.
All right, let's go, Pop. Show him 66, man. 66 drinking at the bar. Let's go. Oh, okay. Superman. Oh, now he's okay. Now he pivoting. Let's go, Pops. So, now he's swimming. Oh, this man's multi-talented. Oh, get out the way. Get out the way.
And Eric, what age is that?
66.
Let's get it. Easy.
66.
Let's go.
Jesus Christ, he good, partner.
Yeah.
He good.
Yeah.
I won't attempt that, but I'm being honest.
Yeah. I want to be like that when I grow up.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Look at the man abs, boy.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah, the man are form, man. The man are form.
So congratulations on 65, partners.
Well, boy, I'm taking that, and I'm making sure I ain't giving away my wicket.
Nice. Papa.
I ain't giving away my wicket at all. I'm going the century. Nice.
Yeah, man. You can get more birthday greetings coming.
Nice. Coming now to what you just showed about Hasley.
Yes.
I will give you two pieces of information. You know Hasleu Crawford before he started to run was a footballer?
No, I didn't know that.
Hasley used to
I heard that already.
Hasley used to save, and what make Hasley stop saving? You had a fella from Santa Clara named, he was on the national team, named Raymond Roberts. They used to call him Pumping Jack. That man could have kicked that ball with any foot. And the fella could have really hit the ball. And when he read a couple on Hasley said that this way, he ain't taking them kind of pipe. So he was already good in the athletics, so he just branched off.
Okay.
So that. But coming to the race now, to show you how them announcers bias, from the second step, Hasley was in front in that race. And you know they only start to call Hasley name at the 80-meter mark.
Yeah.
To show you how these people bias, boy. But that is good. History in the making. The man good. So, fellas, locked on as usual and listening, enjoying the show.
Nice, man.
And thanks a lot for the birthday greeting.
Most welcome, sir.
Nice,
my brother.
Yeah. Well,
nice. Okay, fellas.
Yeah, man. Well, I see Empress say that she was involved in track and field personally in them younger days around Hasley and them. So, Empress, give you some more information on that now.
Well, Empress, that is Empress Ajay.
Yeah, Warrior Empress.
No, hold on. You may be corrected because
we Empress.
She has changed. Yes, but she's no longer Warrior Empress.
What
she's now known as Empress Ajay.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for that correction.
Nice. Cool.
Yes, man. Nice. So, Empress, give me some more information on that now. Last week we had a whole talking about back in the day. Let me hear how much. What is that? Let me hear how much Thomas and Pyrex dish and thing you win, which eventually became medals and trophies and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I mean.
But you know, if I tell you, as I say back in the days, there's a space fever there right now that I can show that I can go inside there now and take out a spoon, a fork, a bowl, a plate that never used. And it's older than me.
Way.
Older than me. Yes, RJ. The man is educated.
Yeah.
I mean,
thing winner never used by
things that never.
Well, actually, not from sports, but we have some things in boxes, wedding gifts that up to now we never opened. From since 1989 to now, we never opened. Still in box, I think.
That is just slackness. That is just slackness.
My snack switch, boy. My snack switch in the box.
I just have this year.
Yeah. Well, it didn't look like we boy coming through tonight, but that is right. Okay, Empress saying she's a former gold medal. Don't make joke. What? Former gold medal Carifta Javelin 1983. Well, congrats to you. Yeah. I actually started following, and I still wouldn't say serious, because one of my brothers was in, he was one of the senior runners at Abilene's in Arima when Abilene's used to operate in the velodrome.
Yeah, Abilene,
yeah. That's Emerald. He was one of the senior runners there.
All right.
But even that time, it was probably
because I think Andrew was a member. If I'm not,
yeah, so he was one of the fellas. Was when that with Hasley. That was. I mean, yeah, that's how lock everything down.
Was the tycoons and them there?
Yeah.
So
I actually started to get a little serious. Probably like mid 80s. When I say serious, in terms of viewing, and not because I mean me involved, but and I started to follow those guys. So some of my favorite guys was like Frankie Fredericks, Linford Christie, and them time. And then Atto came in that midst and met them fellas, and our next set of generation came up.
Frankie Fredericks, boy.
Frankie is a boss, boy. But you know he never won Olympic gold.
Yes, that's the thing with Frankie.
Yeah, he won world gold. He always they call him. I try to remember the name. We know that they call Merlin Otti the bronze queen.
All right, yeah.
Because she too never win Olympic gold. She win world gold and things. But she third year after third they call her the bronze queen. I think that loosely they used to call Frankie Fredericks the bridesmaid. I don't know why they call her bridesmaid, but same thing. You always second, third. Yeah, second, third. Hey, look who in the house, boy. Ashley.
Hey. Ashley, what is up? How is the US of
Ashley,
the A?
how you going again? How are you going again? Ashley,
back in the US of the
Ashley, you have WhatsApp, you have the number 186. Just save the number. Sunlight Studios, call in 715. Don't put it back up. 715 4522. Call me WhatsApp, man. Call me. Hey, but nice. I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing, the little activity in the chat so far, and the kind of involvement. So we have sporting heroes and things, part of we show and all that kind of drama, man. So I'm impressed.
And of course, Sean being the I didn't think we get anything.
Nah, boy, he falls short, far short of his normal.
But I know I'm talking about when there was the relay, and in seconds and something happened.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Rubber them.
Nah, they're gone. But that's after Atto. From Atto, we started getting a series of. Oh yeah. We started getting a series of things. We get 4x4, we get 4x1, and but this, yeah. If I remember, I think they said this was the first year since then. Since that period from Atto come down, it's the first year we haven't won anything at Olympics. Yeah. Look, Ashley, man. Ashley, rubber dub.
What up, Dad?
Hello, hello.
All the way from the US of How you going?
Yes, and you know how I remember that you guys were on TV today?
Uh-huh.
I had to message you, Eric, and I started typing on WhatsApp. I'm like, wait a minute, it's Tuesday. Erase. I'm like, wait, let me put a hi in the Facebook.
Well, look, but by the way, you haven't been removed from the chat, you know. From our All Stars, you have not been removed from our All Stars chat, you know. So
yeah, it's hard to hear you. It's like
serious.
Or like, yeah. Try again. Well, maybe it's better now.
You hear me now?
Yeah, it's like kind of weird.
You hearing me? You hearing me?
Well, you're sounding a little worse.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
That's probably just the signal.
The signal, yeah. That's probably, a little.
Oh yeah, that just sounds like garble.
Oh boy. But how things back with you since you settled back down? How things?
It's crazy. But I get to go shopping without a mask on.
All right, that's good. Show off now. Show off.
And I can walk the street. And it's after 9 almost, right? I can actually. Hey, is the curfew over that on Trinidad? I don't even know.
Actually, it was the official date was yesterday for it to be expired, but we haven't got an official pronouncement by the president or the prime minister yet. So we're waiting for that. We don't know if they will extend it or.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
In 10 minutes, it's going to be 9 o'clock where I am. I'm going to do a little dance in the street just to celebrate that I'm not on curfew.
Okay. Hey, look who's inside. All right, good hearing from you, Ashley.
What?
I said it is good hearing from you.
Good hearing you guys too.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Will do.
You too. Bye.
Right? I'm tired. I'm tired.
We tired too. 9:51. We go get a call just now. Huh? We know the usual thing. so let me run. Listen, I have a few funny clips. I just want to run because I just want to relax tonight. So let me get this one. Now go wake you up. Don't worry. So I'll enjoy some laugh there.
The thing about Americans that I've thought about the language is that they say they speak English, but they've had to change it to make them understand it more. Go with me on this because I've thought it through. They've changed some of the words. So they've taken the English language, but they've looked at some of it and they thought, no, I think we need a little bit more explanation here, okay? That's my American accent. So things like pavement. So they can't work with pavement, so they've changed it to sidewalk. Yeah. They needed more information. They needed to know where they were going to be walking so that they wouldn't get run over.
So I didn't think of that.
Pavement, sidewalk. So I think there must have been a period of time where they ran with the word pavement, but they kept getting hit by cars. So they changed it to sidewalk. Now bear with me here, John, because I've thought this through. Yes. Bin, the word for bin. In American, waste paper basket. They needed to know what to put in it. They needed to know that not only it was paper, but waste paper, and that it goes into a basket. It's not just any paper. They kept throwing away fresh paper for a period before they introduced the word waste paper basket. You see, it's like they need instructions. Glasses for your eyes, they call them eyeglasses. They needed to know where to put them on their face. Because they used to have glasses and they would put them on their thighs and they would put them on their feet and they would say, I can't see any better with the glasses. And then somebody went, no, they're eyeglasses. Well, why didn't you call them eyeglasses? There's a game called squash. Have you heard of it? Yes. Not in America. Racquetball. They needed... It's a true story. They needed to know what they were going to be playing with, a racquetball, and even then they get confused because there's no court. They don't know where to go. They just wander through the street going, I want to play racquetball, I want to play racquetball. So they're probably going to have to change that. But my favourite one, without a shadow of a doubt, is horse riding. Do you know what horse riding is in America?
Is it not called horse riding?
No. Horseback riding. They had to specify the area of the horse. Well, yes. There were terrible problems. Because there was a period of time when they didn't call it horseback
Well, where
riding.
did they go?
They used to hold on to the tail and then...
Are you sure this is how they ride the horses in Europe?
Horse neck, horse. They used to ride on the neck or something, so they had to say that. No, the back, so horse back. Yeah, fellas. I just gonna get some laughs. Watch this one. Watch this one. This is a nice one. A little Caribbean something. Watch. I'll enjoy some laughs here.
What do you guys make? Your plantains?
The what?
I asked for making plantains.
Making what?
Plantains.
Listen, in the Caribbean house, it's plantain.
Why?
Because it's plantain.
But it's spelled plantain.
Spell it, let me hear.
Plantain.
That is son in the Caribbean house.
But
Plantain.
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 Say plantain. Plantain.
Plantain.
Exactly. Hundreds and thousands of West Indian and Caribbean people come here, take care of people's children and all, but not for you to mispronounce some plantain. And they got the S needed upon it. You hear? 1 plantain, 10 plantain. You hear me?
Alright.
Oh, you. One more time. Plantain.
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 Exactly.
He said the A silent in a Caribbean house.
Plantain.
Yeah, plantain.
I just got some fries here.
Wait, plantain or I thought plantain. I wonder if they hear this one.
I got some fries here.
You hear that?
Yeah, we hear.
Well, how do open the pack? You eating everything there. Somebody go buffet, you know. Hey, 9:55. You looking good, man.
9:55. Yeah, we going good. Don't worry.
Hey.
Don't worry. We remember.
So let me hear the experience now. What was going on with earlier around 1976? Those of you who were around. Those of you who were just a thought or an idea, forget that. You wasn't there. Or what did you hear? Yeah. For instance, I didn't know. Again, I was just 11 years, so I didn't know Hasleu Crawford history, and I never followed it up after that. So I didn't know he was involved in football and that kind of thing before. Just like Atto went to the States playing football, and that's when his track career kick off. While up there, and a lot of people like that.
Today's a fruit day.
Marion Jones was a basketball player, and there are a lot of people in athletics. Yeah, she was a basketball player before. And a lot of them. Yeah, a lot of them came. A lot of the top track athletes, track and field, a lot of them started off in something else before actually. They wouldn't track much as, you know, they probably run 1 or 2 races, but they weren't serious in track. Yeah, I think even Bolt was a footballer. Although he used to run. I think if I remember, I think he was also involved. But a lot of them, you know, they played football, played cricket, a number of different things. But of course, in those sports, you're running too. And that's where some, you know, coaches and scouts realized the kind of speed them fellas pushing, and decide to put them a code. Yeah. Good night. So good night to everybody on the inside. Patricia don't miss a night, boy.
Only 2 men and the tub.
Yeah, we're not in the tub, Patricia. Why? I don't know why you all keep trying to put us inside the tub.
Yeah.
We're not.
the tub is on the outside.
No. That in the tub thing ain't gonna happen.
We have 3 minutes. Let's call me now. Let's call me and talk to me.
Yeah.
Tonight we just breezing. Know.
Yeah, just breezing. I just want to have something. Watch this one. Okay. I like this. I like this. This mash me up every time I see this one.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
yeah.
how may I help
I'm trying to get the generator up top there, the 3000.
Up top? Which one exactly you're talking
that
about?
One.
Oh, the one on the top shelf. So let me ask you a question. If you can't reach it, how you expect me to reach it?
No, I thought because you were
When
here,
you thought wrong, you blasted idiot. What you try to say? Home Depot hire super
No,
people?
sir, but because you were...
But how me to reach it? How you expect me to reach it?
Can you get somebody that can help
Nobody in here can reach it. None of we can reach it.
Alright, so how am I supposed to get it?
Go buy a ladder. Go buy a ladder. Ladder sitting on the back of the store. Go buy a ladder and come back, come reach it.
I just want to get...
Go buy a ladder and come out of the store. Come out of the store. Come out of the store. Come out of the store.
I will never forget the first time my told me this. I was in tears for about half an hour. Seriously, when I say tears, and they like crying. The man said, how me fi reach it? How me fi... I started to study KFC and them place one time. Yeah, I started to study them place one time.
I want to see the man who doing the second part, the off-screen post. I want to see who that person. Is he same person? Well, boy, you good boy. Two completely different characters all together.
You have a lot more to say.
Yeah. But I have more on this clip. I just pulled that one. Can you tell me the pharmacy in Arima you had the lady? Hey, it is Living Legacy Pharmacy. It is opposite the Arima. Yeah, opposite the Arima Boys Government School.
That's what King Street.
That's King Street. So if you're proceeding towards the velodrome, it's just before Maraj Supermarket, just before that corner there. So you can't miss it. Right? So, well, you know what time it is before we get buff, you know. We have some serious people. They don't play with this. So we'll Lego this. And tonight, let me tell it one time. So I run the billboard and I'll go with it one time. This one is from the man Johnny King, my old neighbor. So, CCC. Yeah, man. CCC. This one is yours.
Oh, my goodness.
Children appreciation is most important to man. And I know appreciation based on the human mind. Everyone needs some happiness all the time. Because important if we are trying to live. Everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. Our deepest craving is common. All we need is attention to put us in the happy zone, regardless of what we own. Life is lonely without it. Each one should give a little bit. Do what you want your neighbors do, then life on earth will be true. Take a tip from the scripture. Appreciate one another. Share your love and make it more. For total peace in the world. Everybody sing with me. Sing with me. Sing with me. Appreciation based on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important if we are trying to live. Everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give appreciation based on the human mind. Everyone needs some, yeah, for happiness all the time. Because important if we are trying to live. Everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously.
Boom.
Big tune.
Appreciation.
Big tune.
Yeah. So we appreciation we boy
Oh,
Hasley.
Johnny boy, big up.
And all them other nice people who
One of the artists that I love to hear live.
Yeah.
And could move any crowd is Johnny King. Johnny, the whole INSP impact. Big up.
Yeah. That's a nice fella. I used to live right next to him. Hey, Nigel Khan, boy. What you saying?
Are you a Nigel Khan bookstore? Is Nigel Khan?
Nice. Is Ishmael M. Khan.
Oh, is that Nigel?
Is that Nigel Khan bookstore too? Okay. You see him calling in there? Rubber Dub, you inside?
Good night again.
Good night, man.
That might have more talent, Solano.
Yeah, Johnny. Yeah.
You know he had a patent in Tobago?
No, I didn't know that.
A band. He had a band, he could arrange a pan. He could play, he should play tenor pan.
Okay.
He could adjust.
Right.
And he could tune pan too.
Okay.
Yeah, just thinking. Because I was in the band, I just played the duduk.
Yeah.
Yes, was a good fella before he joined the police service.
Okay.
He's also the brother of the King, the president of. He take up from the boy, from brother resistant.
Okay.
So he's a good soldier.
Okay. Got you. Thanks for that information.
We went to school together.
Nice, man.
So he went to Roxbury Sec and I went from EC. And I went and learned trade after.
Okay.
But otherwise, my real body.
So, Blacks, you from Tobago or you grew up Tobago?
Born and bred.
Don't make joke. Alright, man. Good.
We used to play pan in a donkey pen. We used to tie donkey outside and come to the donkey pen. With the pan.
Yeah,
but you know music too.
Yeah, for that.
So I arrange.
For that. Yeah, man.
All right, nice.
All right, Blacks. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Always get some history, man.
Yeah.
Always get some.
Gael nice, boy. I want people know their culture. Yeah, boy. Yeah, I saw a couple things. What's the time, mate? The 10, 8, early, man.
I know I will get some caffeine to last the next 15 minutes of the show tonight and all that.
Oh, well, let me run. Let me pay a little bills here. And we come back.
Listen, you know me, I am involved in almost every aspect of the visual and performing art. And one of the most important thing in either one is what you hear, That's right. And when what I hear is of importance to me, I call audio works. Because professional in everything, they dress right, they know the equipment, promptness, their effectiveness, and people who know the business, they know what to bring for what. And you could expect a good sense of occasion. Very importantly, they're on time. Let me tell you, if I'm not hiring and I go to work as an MC or anything and I see Audio Works is there, I feel good. I feel safe because I know I'm in good hands. Yo, special thanks to Audio Works, my good friend Victor Donawa and crew, and the Audio Works family for giving us the start. Yeah, for giving us the start and the backing, making this thing going forward.
Victor,
so, yeah, man.
Full team. Looking forward to when the place will come back and we have things to do.
Right now they're doing telethon, Living Waters community every year for many years.
Well, I know they support that.
Yeah, I worked with them a few times. I actually produced for, I think, like about 3 occasions. I produced for them. That was just before the pandemic. So right now, Victor is there. They launch Sunday, and they're running whole week until next Sunday. So every night they have like an hour and a half something. But a lot of it, of course, is pre-recorded. But you know, Victor was one of the men behind it, making sure everything go down, the audio, kind of thing. So big up to Victor and the crew. Yeah, man. Yeah. So here this one. Yeah, well tonight we kind of reminiscing and you know paying. That's why I choose that song, Appreciation, because we kind of appreciating people. Some still here, some passed on, but people who made significant contribution to the landscape of Trinidad and Tobago. So, so here's another gentleman. this one that just mashed. Yeah, there's no joke. I used to just see this man and start to laugh. Because it's like everything I ever hear him say, all this thing, like everything just come back when I see him. So from the time I, you know, while he was here, every time I saw him, I was just ready to burst out in laughter. So, folks,
and he didn't say nothing yet.
I tell you, just see him. So I know some of you would have seen this already, but if you didn't, take this one.
I live in here, I know. However, I want all you to understand this. A politician is the most important thing in the society. Not calypsonia, no soca, no chutney, nothing. That has no sense. Let me explain something to you. The only reason, and Tommy will bear this out when he come back, the only reason why politician a whole, no comedian yet, is that people in the same business doesn't hold one another. So I could say what I want, But no politician are holding me because they know me and them in the same business. We used to lie and fool the people and will talk and so on. They are holding me. You understand? But I ain't going to say what I want. I have manners. Manners is the thing. However, I'll tell you how you just know how it's going. A fella went there and studied 8 years. Everything. Well, hush your mouth, boy. Hush. Hush. What? San Fernando people getting and the rest of the country, no manners. Hush. If John people, they hush, they would have get it to hush. Shut, man. Young boy like that and your mouth running already. Oh. Go by the CMC and get an injection for running mouth. You understand what I'm saying? Wherever it is you have, nobody else can have it. Keep it to yourself. Or eat the chair you're thinking there and see if you could belch in plastic or something. Plastic chance. Young, can't understand. Nobody, everybody listening. Me and them holding a nice conversation. You ups. All your jaw teeth in front. Why you going to see if you can walk in Carolina to grind cane or some kiss now? You're not picking a chance about. No. Look how all of we decent and well dressed. You come in to do this. You have no sense, you know. You're not a twin. You should be a twin. You alone can't be so stupid. You have to get help. Me understand. I try my best to talk English. Look at decent people well dressed, unkempt. Sit down on the people chair. Now the give chair. That way feel a give chair for you to sit down on your mind. You feel a give chair by accident. They know you can't think when you say no. Sit down and hush. You feel I come out here by accident? That's a serious politician. Sit down on the chair. Young boy like you. Did the queen? You will lie for anything, boy. No wonder you lost your money from the girl here. Anyway, let me talk that up because I never see that young boy. I don't believe you have to give God question God when they say all of it. Can't make that in your own likeness and immediately tired. I come out here to decent, you know. Nice. You can't put paper, boy. They just somebody put a thumbprint and they say we will take that. You can't be no human being. You can lie up. Anyway, let me and talk that. Look inside. I can't remember where I was. Dotish people interrupt. I was going good and I was going to tell them something serious, you know, but you appear. Oh, huh? Yeah, serious. No, you can't be that face. You serious? No fright. You ain't bound to be serious, but that face serious, man. You questioning the Almighty and His works, His wondrous works to perform. What, man? As an outsider, you should be proud to be a human being. Anyway, look, let me go. We're holding this long conversation at this level of stupidity. That's your brother? Nobody entitled to two mistakes, boy. What the hell? Oh my, you can understand that, right? That family? Write down all your family name on a piece of paper. Your mother is the first lady that make a hood. I just never get a chance to say why I had to say no damn thing that just appear. It's because a thing like that I went by a Obia woman last week Tuesday. Sit down now, sit down. I'll give her a chance to sit down. You might know what it's for, but just how the chair stays, so to use it. What? You have plenty of teeth in all. Yes, me I see a human being look like an Afro comb. You know what? hell going on here? The family I eat in gold, man. In gold, man. That man will brush it with brasso. Oh, God. Like you born well gold covered, but man, you have a kind of gold post mouth. Good boy. That man have the tongue look like taffarels even for Brazil. And now, I will tell you also what assisted me, and the Obia man corroborated this evidence.
Woohoo! I said the man look like Taffarel.
You know he was at Sprang funeral.
Yeah, I saw
Yes,
him.
yeah, but he ain't look no different in the funeral than on this. Yeah. Seems. Where audio gone, man?
It gone?
Oh, right, it here now. Yeah.
No, leave on.
Yeah. The old Sprang, boy.
Yeah. Somebody come to visit, mother.
Oh, okay. Sparlang do a song with 2 chord, yeah?
The 2 chord?
2 chord, and call it 2 chord.
Push up.
I think around that time, people was complaining about the music didn't have no substance, and it's just 2 chord people using a 1-note bass line, and Sparlang actually do a song with 2 chords. The boy.
What? Please.
Yeah, Pat, he was at Sprang funeral. That was interesting. It was all fun. Yeah. I mean, even on the recording, you see the guy. He was just having fun. I don't know, he was glad for the fact that Sprang was picking on him. I don't know. Some people weird like that, because he was in the spotlight. So yeah. Richie, C and G major, 2 chords.
Richie.
1-4, back and forth, 1-4. Yeah. The old Sprang.
Oh yes, today was a Saturday. What
we doing?
I'm a mechanic.
You was a mechanic for today?
Yeah. Until I done finish what I do. Yeah.
But you ain't get you yet? The job ain't finished yet?
Almost.
All right.
Almost get them. I open by tomorrow. I'll finish.
Yeah, because this weekend big thing this weekend. Yeah. Yeah, we go talk that.
But we'll get to.
Yeah. I have 2 clips I want to play before we leave here.
Yeah, man, line up the clips now because
No, don't come with that. I have a Paul Keynes dog. Let's see, I want to run. But I came across this clip from a young fella in Africa. Watch this.
When we look into the education system, people can spend 15 years in school and yet cannot have any skill in them. And that is an insult to the forefathers of the Pan-African agenda, because they had the spirit that the best way to liberate individuals is to feed them with the right information and the right education. Education is the only way out of darkness, is the only way out of ignorance, and it is the only way to the glorious light. If we want to get to where we all desire as a continent, this education system must change. Students in the Gambia are sometimes trapped with examination issues to the extent that you can never realize their potentials and talents. Because once you failed an examination like grade 12 or grade 9 in the Gambia, it starts with your own family. That's where they start telling you that this is the beginning of your failure in life. So people started failing life stories as a result of an examination that they did not cross. We need to look into that because people have skills, yet they live and die with it and never realize it. That is what we need to defeat. And we can do that if we have good, career counseling mechanisms where we can easily realize the potential of an individual. Either the individual could be a very good leader, the person could be a good entrepreneur, the person could be a very good farmer, or a very good engineer, and etc. We need to equip individuals and help them in this basis to realize these potentials. In the Gambia, for instance, we have the STEM, where we strengthen students in the maths or doing well in mathematics and in the sciences and etc. But then you also come to realize that what are we producing as a country? What are we producing as a continent? It's because they are not receiving the actual education that they need. Are you saying? So that is what we need to defeat. And in the near future, my struggle will always be in this area. First on academic and also on skill centers.
Yeah. No, that's actually well answered. And I think, like what you said, not everybody is academically driven. Some people have different skill sets. And that needs to be acknowledged. And I do agree with what you're saying with regard to exams. Who says that examinations are even the right method of being able to demonstrate your ability? All it is a memory test. And I just don't think that a memory test is the right way to go about enhancing learning. I think there are so many different methods. And the thing is, everybody learns differently. It's the same way people absorb information differently.
There's a go ahead. Yeah.
I always think to myself, we have so much exams that children go through in this place.
Yeah.
And it's not a wonder.
Yeah. And the thing is, we have so much examples of people. Yeah. We have so much examples of people who, for want of a better word, failed based on the typical education criteria. But yet they were able to become successful business people. They own large corporations. Music studios. There's this story. I wouldn't call names, just to put chance I have the name wrong. But somebody always told me this story about gunshot. What is this gunshot thing here? An associate of our family told us this story about a particular a prominent arranger we have locally that she went to school with. And on a regular basis, the teacher would put him out of the class because they got fed up talking to him. Because while class going on, he in the back with 2 pencils, beating out rhythm on the desk. Well, of course, he had the eraser, so he not being loud, but he there, or he might do it on his book. So he wasn't paying attention to what was being taught, but he was no idiot. Today, that man is one of our top arrangers in Trinidad, arranging for international acts. Yes, Robert Dub inside.
Pleasure, good night.
Hey, good night.
The clip you just show.
Yes.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Right? The education system, we really need to work on the education system in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
Cultural wise, right? We need to add some more substance, allow children to be themselves, allow children to know the history, allow children to know the roots.
Yeah.
How the thing started, where the forefathers come from.
Yeah.
Because I believe if you know your past, then you will know your future.
You could chart
you
a
will know
future
exactly
better.
Exactly. You will know exactly how to try, how you would like to try.
Correct.
And how you like your generation after that. So I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Keep up the good work, my brother.
Thank you, man.
Keep doing what you're doing and blessed love.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah. So this guy, the teacher just get fed up because every chance he get, he in the back of the class, beating out 2 pencils, beating rhythm. And today, that man, he has arranged music locally, and we have international acts who would come here, or he would travel, they would send him his music, whatever. And he man big, and he no dance. Rubber Dub Dub, you inside? Hello?
Good evening.
Good afternoon.
evening.
Good afternoon.
Good evening. I was trying to reach you all now for quite a few minutes.
Uh-huh.
But you all were not running the number on the set.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk with respect to Crawford.
Yes.
I think when he won, one of the things I recall is not a major thing, but it's something that I always remember.
Mm-hmm.
His vehicle, you know, Frederick Street is a north-south.
Yeah.
But they had him going south-north.
Okay.
I recall
Up
that.
the street. Yeah.
Up the street and not down the street.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay,
But
that's interesting.
I recall that like quite vividly because I'm one of the earlier years of, you know, I am familiar with Crawford and then with Penny because I think they came one after the next.
Yeah.
So I always remember with
Penny
in
was
those
77,
days.
I believe. Crawford was 76, Penny was 77.
Right.
Yeah.
I always remember those two occasions.
Nice. Yeah. All right.
And something I was going to tell you. When you get a chance in the next occasion, you can play Wet Me Down. I like Wet
Johnny
Me Down.
King. Johnny King.
With Johnny King,
All
yes.
right. No problem. We'll schedule it. We'll put it inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then.
All
Have
right.
a good night.
Thank you very much.
Listening as Wiley I will say. Listening and listening.
Yeah, man. All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Take care. Thank you. Yeah, I would believe. I never saw Frederick Street until I'll tell you honestly. When I was graduation from comprehensive school in 1980, we went in town to get clothes and shoes and all that kind of stuff. Rubber Dub Dub, you inside?
Well, I come back inside.
Hey, man, what happened?
Eric, that clip you just played.
Yeah, with the young fella.
With the young fella talking about the education system.
Yeah.
It's so true that you know that the education system down here had realized that. Hence the reasons for them introducing the junior sec and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because you remember in the junior sec schools and stuff, as opposed to the traditional normal school what only doing the sciences and the subject. You remember
So they introduced the skills, the trades.
You have all the skill set.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it was not taken to the next level.
Correct.
It wasn't taken to the next level. And I could tell you from my experience as an apprentice, going to school, learning the science subjects, yes, it helped me. But the thing about it is, when I went into apprenticeship, it transformed me into a different individual, you know.
Yeah.
A different individual to the extent that it have guys that came from university with the degree, and when they come alongside us, it was chalk and cheese, you know. To the extent that the company that I was working with in them time, they used to call it Chintopek.
Yeah.
You could have come from the university with what degree? They never called you an engineer, you know. You came as a trade. They make you, they tell you're a trainee engineer.
Yeah.
Where you have to prove your work. Then your next promotion from trainee engineer is assistant engineer. Although you have your degree, you know. And when you hear that you get promoted to engineer partner, you went through the whole gamut, so now you're good.
Yeah.
You understand? So our education system down here, we really have to tweak it and get it back Because everybody, as the fella rightly say, everybody has skill, you know. Everybody has skill in their own way, you know. And that is what we have to harness and maximize.
Yeah.
And once we do that, our little TNT and the Caribbean, we could be very good.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Yes. Thanks, Wiley.
Cool.
Yeah. Winston Miller said we need to do more, but you listen, you so correct. We need to do a whole lot more. And it's sad that a lot of people with while we understand the value of the academics, I think it's unfortunate that what is man doing this? While we understand the value of the academics, it's unfortunate that we still can't see the value in the trades and the other types of skill apart from. I have to be careful how I say this. I could say it. I had a brother for a lot of years of his life. He eventually went to Alta and he corrected the skill, but for years he could barely read and write. He could have barely read and write. But put a hammer, a saw, some nails in his hand. And if you see the kind of house that man building, cupboards, put on any kind of roof, any kind of thing, masonry, carpentry, you name it, he cutting it. But you don't have the academics to say nothing. But like while I'm saying, he's standing toe-to-toe with anybody. He could take you around the country and show you house that he built. And places he built cupboard for people without having no paper behind his name. Could barely read and write, I tell you. But eventually, as a big man, he settled, he went to Alta, adult literacy, did some courses, and, he got himself up to a certain standard. But somebody like that is considered, you can't even spell your own name, and you could use a what? Use what carpenter you could, how you gonna measure, but the man know what he doing. You understand? He know what he doing. And a lot of people just fall through the cracks. I know what happened today. Or you talking to somebody. A lot of people just fall through the cracks because of things like that. Yeah. Tell she go and lie down. Go deal with she later.
Yeah. I had to secure myself there just now. I had to secure myself.
Yeah. Now we really need to do something with the education. But the funny thing is, because not now we've been talking that kind of talk. But I seriously wondering if it will ever change.
Yeah.
Because it's a system, And unless the people who run the system see the need to change the system, we could talk all we want. You understand? Those skills and abilities in other countries have created industries by themselves. Yes, Richard, quite correct. Quite correct.
But I always see that children put under so much stress that they're focusing on an exam, but they're not looking at the skills, what they could actually do.
Yeah.
What they could do. What not everybody how to use the word? Theoretically inclined.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But give them something to do, give them something to build.
They learn different. They learn different, yeah.
They learn different. And we took too long because even I would always say big businessmen. Some of them is when you see they get a degree when they reach 50-something and 50-something, you see they're putting up picture with degree and thing. And they running business 30 odd years going strong, big business.
Yeah.
And to hire somebody, they want to see degree and this and English and A-level, O-level. But you didn't have that when you start.
There's a bookstore in town. I'll come back to that. Let's take this call. Rubber Dub inside. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello? Hi, good night.
Good night. You inside, man?
Yeah, pleasant night to you guys.
Thank you. Good night to you, man.
I want to go back to Crawford
Sure.
and before 76.
Sure.
Between like
Yeah.
1966 and 76, those were Crawford was the culmination of the golden years of athletics in Trinidad.
Yeah.
In the 60s, Edwin Roberts, Skinner,
Yeah.
Lennox Yearwood,
Yeah.
Motley, and them in the 68 Commonwealth Games.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, and again in those days, like every weekend, almost every village would have had a little sports meeting. Then I grew up in Bath area, and down in Bang Savannah, they had clubs like Ohio and all them clubs, everybody training. Them days had volunteers. Arango Savannah with football, the police horse had to control crowd. Those were the days of volunteers.
Yeah.
You understand? And I think this is where we got to look to go back. And the people who have the time to be running these sporting organizations today have to put country before self.
Thank you very
and
much.
Stop looking to make a dollar.
Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, have a pleasant night.
Hey,
Thanks for taking the call.
Thank you. All right.
Nice man, wonderful. Wonderful contribution there.
Yeah.
Couldn't put it better.
No, you make a heap of sense there. I know. I heard about some of those guys. Of course, that was before my time, as he said. Because I was born 65, so that was in them fellas' prime. I know come. But Edwin Skinner, I remember Wendell Motti, he was a parliamentarian at one point. He was part of a championship 4x400, 4x4 relay team. Rubber Dub, you inside?
Yeah, Eric.
Hey,
me
man.
again. Coming back to the same topic.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I observe is that when you go to an interview for a job now, one of the first things the people are asking you for is experience.
Yeah.
What experience you have.
Yeah.
But if you don't give people the opportunity to gain experience,
exactly.
How they getting experience?
Yeah.
Eric?
Exactly.
Yeah.
How they getting it? You understand?
Right.
Because, and this is some of the things that we have to iron out.
That piece of logic I could have never understand.
Listen, when you go back to the big prestige schools,
yeah,
watch the jobs that they're going into.
Because let me hold on a little bit, Willie. I want to bring in something to tie with this, and I want to hear.
Yeah.
Because I was watching an interview last night with some other people, and the guy was saying, to make a point, he said, if there's a guy who he have a big sign up or kind of thing, barber, he doing barbering, and when you go to him, you find out that he never cut nobody here before. If you will still allow him to cut your hair. And his thing was, no, because the man has no experience. But my thing is, so how we getting the experience to start with? Somebody had to be first.
Yeah.
Somebody always had to be first. So
but,
because so you, in other words, you must be the first. Let somebody else be. You must be the first.
But right. But Eric, not only that alone.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, it could work both ways. You could get a trim from that man, and when that man finish with you because of his ability and his natural inclination.
Yeah.
Because some people born for certain things.
But this is it.
Right? When a man finish put down that haircut on you, you wonder, but you're sure you never cut nobody here, buddy?
Yeah.
You understand? But going back to what I was saying, Eric, these high schools or prestige schools that did a school, watch the line of work these most of these fellas going. Doctor, lawyer, and all of these kind of things.
It's a system.
Fine. But these fellas have vehicles. They have houses. They want nice houses. How you can build it? You can fix your car. If something wrong in your house, like electrical or what, who have to wire the house?
Yeah.
So all these people who they are called dropouts, they have to find work for these fellas and them to do. And the offshoot of that is when you find out a lot of young fellas have, they're not good at school, but they have a lot of time. What your mother tell you about idle hands?
The devil workshop.
For idle hands, the
Yeah.
devil's workshop. It's not sometimes because these guys and them don't want to do something, you know. It's because it's not readily available.
Yeah.
So we have to do something now to bring the youths and them around, to get them into, you know, and using the time creatively and wisely. The culture could play a great part in that because we have a lot of fellas now.
Yeah.
When you listen to them in the culture scene, we have fellas very good.
Yeah.
So there is a space that we could channel these fellas and them energy, and is also that we could bring in some good foreign exchange too.
Yeah.
So these are things that we need to look at, and so that we could work on these things and better the things for the youth and them. Eric, I'll give you that work.
I'll try my best.
Huh?
I'll go try my best.
But yeah, you close to the people and them who making decisions.
Yeah.
Because Errol and all have some very, very good ideas. You understand?
Yeah.
So we could work on these things, man. It is there. It just take, as you rightly say, these fellas and them, the egos.
Yeah.
The egos, and then we have to work on the egos. All right, fellas.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Willie.
Yes, man.
Yeah. Patricia said her son has a master's degree, and every time he go looking for a job somewhere, they keep asking about the experience. But how you gonna get experience? Somebody had to be first. But you know, strange, guys. Sorry, go ahead.
You can't get going. You're going for a loan for the first time.
Yeah.
And they tell you, you have no credit history. They can't get the loan.
Yeah,
But if you give me the loan, I will get credit history.
But you know, that's where thing like CCC, Civilian Conservation Corps, and MyLat and MyPat and all them. That's where them thing come out, you know.
Yeah.
So people could go and get experience, and then they came out with the OJT program and all that kind of stuff. So you go and you work for free for a time. That's how you get experience. So you understand, the government gives us a little stipend.
You work for a stipend.
The government gives a little thing. You understand?
Somebody might hear we say, you know, OJT does work for free. They say that man say OJT does work for free.
Stipend. But somebody had to be first. You must have a first customer. Somebody had to be your first customer.
Yeah.
So you do. How the hell you will get experience if nobody is hiring you? My head does hurt me every time I think, oh, that's stupid. That thing real dotish. You know, let me run back. But that young fella, and he's a young fella, you know. That Usman too really.
It makes sense.
I have some other videos with him, you mash up. There's another video. I can't run it. Trust me, Alistair. That one does blow me away, boy. But I'll tell you what it is about. One of these days I might run it. This is the flip side of this. This guy spent, I'm gonna put it this way. He went through primary school. He went through what you might typically call secondary school. His schoolmate who left him, went to teacher's college, is now his teacher at primary school level. The man spent, I try to remember the number, but the man spent, he's a big man, about 40-something years old, and he's still in what typically what you call standard 1. Because he has a learning disability where he don't retain things. So in the heat of the moment, he active in everything, ting. By the time he finished and he leave class, everything just gone.
Everything gone.
And like he had to keep starting from scratch over and over and over and over and over. As a big man, he's still in what we might call standard 1 today. That, you know, when I saw that, my tears run out my eye. And his standard 1 schoolmate who left him, went through all the thing, go on teacher's college and now come back and teaching him at that level amongst little children. Yeah, boy. Jeez, that's something else, right? But the thing is, what his parents say, why they never stopped him, because they realize, as bad as that may be, he has a determination, and they realize if they pull him away at that it might be worse for him.
Yeah.
So it might look awkward, it might be kind of embarrassing, but and the thing is, he not embarrassing. No? He feeling a how, but at the same time, he feel he just have to accomplish this, and he fighting it through, boy. That is something else, boy. It's so happening here. Rubber Dub, you inside?
Yeah. Go on. See them youth camp by them other side, pick my mash up.
Youth camp, boy.
In George.
Yeah. Youth camp.
Right. All them youth camps, that was called that today. Right? If someone say a on the block, do nothing.
Yeah, I know real people come through youth camp. Youth camp had value.
Was very good.
Yeah.
You might be able to read and write, but because do skill work.
Yeah.
Because Ram pick Kipalani could read and write when you have big this man, you have the brain meant to go for him. And you have a certain store in Trinidad.
Yeah.
So they call it Blue Store. Right? You don't have it now. If you know it soon, don't call on him.
Yeah.
Right? It's a big store now. Right? Nice.
Yeah, man. Thanks, bro.
Nice, man.
There's a particular bookstore. I wouldn't call names, just to make sure I have it correct. But the information that I have, because there was a little documentary thing done on it. The guy didn't never even reach secondary school. Was a dropout. But he studied the dictionary on his own. And today he owns a big bookstore in town. Another one who owns a chain of hardwares in Trinidad. Next primary school dropout. But now the man want a chain of hardware. Not one, a chain of hardwares across Trinidad. Rubber Dub inside.
Rubber Dub.
Pleasant night.
Yes, good night.
Yeah, I call in again.
Mm-hmm.
You remember in the days gone by when you failed common entrance, so they couldn't place you.
Yeah.
They kept you in the primary school, the 7th standard, and you were doing the call school even.
Yes, post-primary and they do school even, yeah.
Right.
Post-primary.
After that, now, well, somebody just talk about the youth clubs, the youth camps.
Yeah.
But the system changed it. The system say everybody going secondary school, whether you're good or you're bad.
Yeah.
They closed down the youth camp and have everybody now fighting for masters and masters. But how much masters? Where go for the masters?
Yeah.
I have a family who went on scholarship, qualified as doctor, come back here and can't get a work. Jump on a plane and fly back out. You understand me? But there's still some hope. There's a place there, the MIC in the old Rumbon building. They have one in Malabar.
Yeah.
And I think one in San Fernando. Them people doing good. I don't need the school running now because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But the young people getting it FIX fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Once your head could take it.
Yeah.
Yes. So I want to listening still.
Hey, thank you, man.
Nice, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Alessa, when I left Kubuto government, there was I should not mention that. Anyhow, there's a young guy who was in my class in that school. We sat common entrance, all that kind of stuff. And to my surprise, because everybody thought that was the end of it for him, because even at that level, the man couldn't even spell his own name at standard 5. So, I don't know what was happening between infants to standard 5, what them teachers was doing, but the man ended up reaching right there to common entrance, still can't spell his own name. You know when the thing called, you're going in school to hear who passed and what school thing, you know the man name called for Sangri and the junior secretary? He guessed. The man guessed a whole exam and passed it. Because the man couldn't even do basic multiplication or addition. 6 and 4 is 10. He'd have get it wrong. I tell you, the man was no, this is no joke, and I'm not saying it to knock him up. As a point I want to make, academically, the man was just out of it. Whether he was paying attention or whether it's something but he just couldn't do it. Basic addition, multiplication, he can't do that. The man couldn't even spell his own name, I tell you. He guessed a whole exam. and pass for San Grande Junior
And
C.
get through.
But hear this. The man had speed. When I tell you tempo, one man in the whole school used to beat he sometimes. And that's because that fella was taller than him. But he, being average height with everybody else, blaze your tail, cut your tail. Nobody saw what they could have do with that fella. Come back with the same thing we talking about. So he was forced to go through the mill. The man ended up in jail, all kind of thing. System failed. Nobody could identify, hey, he ain't too bright, but we could do something with that side of him. We could nurture something there. Nobody saw that. Man fall through the cracks. Yeah, and too much of that happened, boy.
Sad.
Yeah. Boy. Anyhow, yeah, what happened? We had a nice night tonight. You want to say thanks to everybody who contributed with your calls.
Yes.
Sorry, buddy. Oh gosh, I keep forgetting. Guys, all you wouldn't believe is that one-man show, kind of in terms of the operation, is a real thing to think about. So sometimes things are slipping. So I apologize for that. Hopefully, when things kind of normalize, we can kind of fix that somehow. We can figure out something. All right, but I just want to say thanks on behalf of the crew to everybody who contributed with your calls, with your texts, and that kind of stuff. And we had a nice time tonight, man.
To all the viewers, wherever you are in the world. Yeah. We have 5 minutes, eh?
Yeah. Well, I want to leave them with this one from Paul Keens.
Is that battle for 5 minutes?
No, I'm gonna leave them with one from Paul Keens.
Oh,
Paul Keens Douglas
10 minutes?
story. No, not so long. Actually, I cut it a little more, just over 5 minutes, so it go fit in just right. Yeah. So, folks,
see you next week.
Next week, taking this one for Paul Keens as we go.
Right on. So now I'm coming down to join you from the top of the steps to the bottom of the steps, because I know a lot of you think that it's easy to be a storyteller. They say, well, anybody could go out and talk, man. It's only old talking. Anybody could do that. But it's not easy to be a storyteller. Because to be a storyteller, you have to have certain attributes. In the first place, you have to know how to pronounce your words. There's no sense going on the stage if you can't pronounce properly. So let nobody tell you because we're doing dialect that you don't have to pronounce the dialect properly because you're trying to get a certain effect. So if you want to say them say, you have to say them say, not them say. Right? That's English. We say them, so you have to put your mouth the same way to get the D and the them and the emphasis. So you have to know how to pronounce your words. Like the fellow who went to get a job doing terrazzo. Now terrazzo is the thing they put on the floor to make it look nice and smooth. But when he went out on the first job, he couldn't remember how to say terrazzo. He watched the woman, he said, Madam, I come to terrorize your floor. So you see, he lost that job because he could not pronounce his words. Then it's very important that you know where to put the emphasis on the word. You see, in the Caribbean, we use our voice as an instrument. You know, like you have the saxophone and the xylophone and the drum and the guitar. Well, the storyteller's voice is his instrument. And in the Caribbean, we use the voice in a particular way. We put the emphasis on certain parts of the word when we want to get a different meaning. Take the word bad. If you want to say something is rotten, you say it bad. If you want to say it macho, you say it bad. Right? If you want to say it cool, you say it bad, bad. So you have bad, bad, and bad, all meaning different things depending on where you put the emphasis on the word. So it's very important in communicating as a storyteller that you know where to put the emphasis on the word. Like a friend of mine who had a sentence to say in a play, and it went like this, what is that in the road ahead? If you hear it. What is that in the road ahead? So you see, where you put the emphasis on the word is very important as far as what the meaning of the word is. Then to be a good storyteller, you also have to be a good listener. You know, we in the West Indies talk too much. We love to talk, but we don't like to listen. We answer questions before people even ask them, we answer. We so want to talk that we don't even give you a chance to finish what you're saying, we start talking. So it's not strange to see 5 people talking to each other all at the same time. And they're not listening to anything anybody's saying. So you have to know how to be a good listener if you're going to be a good talker. For instance, when I went to school in the college there, we used to say the 23rd Psalm. And there was this line that went, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life." And it was only about last year I found out who Shirley was. I am sure that there are a lot of college boys who walk around today believing that there's somebody called Shirley in the Bible. Because we are hearing Shirley when we should have been hearing Shorty, that sort of thing. So you have to be a very good listener if you're going to be able to pass on information. You have to pick up the right thing. But parents are very sort of prejudiced towards people like storytellers, poets, and these sort of people. You go and tell your father, he says, "Son, what you want to be?" You say, "I want to be a comedian." You can say, "All right, one of these days you'll grow to that. Don't worry, you will grow up one day." You see, if you want to be an engineer, or a doctor, or a lawyer, supervisor, interior decorator, anything with in it is all right. But if you tell them you want to be a comedian, a storyteller, poet, they don't understand where this thing is going to get you. A friend of mine went to England to study acting. Now his mother was dead set against acting. She says, "Boy, you can't make no money acting. What you going to England to do?" He didn't take her on. He went to London. But 6 weeks later, he right back home asking for £200. She right back telling him, "Act as if you have £200.
I get your message. I say right. Oh, yeah. When you try to talk about whole wheat bread, don't let nobody fool you. They target these things.
Hey, man, clean boss.
He brought to understand each other.
You want to see if I have you?
No, that's right. Do I say so? When
Guys, who tell you that? Oh, you go sit down there and think about nothing.